So I'm here to talk about a very important topic, which is the importance of being a Jackass penguin. Now, it is a very important thing, don't laugh. Now, really what I'm here to talk about is that's a learning that I got from working on a Like a Girl campaign for Always, which is a P&G brand, which last year became one of the most shared and most viral success campaign for the entire year. So before going in details on what I've learned working on that project, I would like to show you a case study of the project for some of you that haven't had a chance to see it, because it will be easier then to follow up the whole presentation later on. So let me see if this works. Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna just give you some actions to do. And just do the first thing that comes to mind. Show me what it looks like to run like a girl.
My name is Dakota, and I'm 10 years old.
Show me what it looks like to run like a girl. What does it mean to you when I say run like a girl?
It means run fast as you can.
So do you think you just insulted your sister?
No. I mean, yeah, insulted girls, but not my sister.
It's the latest thought-provoking ad that has everyone talking.
I have chills.
It's tapping into a conversation or a debate that's already huge online.
What advice do you have to young girls who are told they run like a girl, kick like a girl, hit like a girl, swing like a girl?
Keep doing it, because it's working. If somebody else says that running like a girl or kicking like a girl or shooting like a girl is something that you shouldn't be doing, that's their problem. Because if you're still scoring and you're still getting to the ball on time and you're still being first, you're doing it right. It doesn't matter what they say.
Why can't run like a girl also mean win the race?
Okay. Thank you. So I'm going to start by saying something that might not be extremely popular in a tech conference, but I'm going to start by saying that technology is not really important. And it's not what we should be focusing on, and not only what we should be focusing on for sure. And we're here to talk about the breaking of the barriers, and especially in communications, in advertising, what really happened is, yes, we did get new technologies that really completely changed the landscape of our world, but they're not the motive that changed everything. What really happened is that if until 10 to 15 years ago, maybe even less, we had a barrier between us, the communicators, and our consumers, we don't have that anymore. We can't just throw stuff at people and expecting not to have their reaction. What's happening now is that we throw stuff out there and we cannot hide anymore. What happens is that they actually throw stuff back at us. And if what they see is something they don't like, we're going to hear about it. And it can really, really go badly against any brand or any individual. So that's why it's an open hunt. They're hunting us out there, and we have to be very careful on what we throw out there. And I think it's a good position to be in, because it just makes brand be more true and do things that actually people will be interested in doing. And another thing is that they don't really wait and listen to what we are saying. They're very savvy, and they're searching for the products. Now 3/4 of Generation Y is searching for ratings and reviews before choosing the product. So we can't fool them anymore. And that's why these guys are very important. So these are the Jackass penguins from South Africa. for those of you who don't know. They're also known as Magellan penguins. And they're important because they mate for life, which happens in the animal kingdom, but not that often. They mate for life, and that means that if mother is keeping the offspring over the season of hunt, the father will go hunt and then will come back after months and will manage among millions of other penguins that all look the same, at least to us, but maybe not to them, manage to find the right partner and go back to its partner. They also share their duties. So that would happen one year. The next year, maybe female will go and do the hunting while the male will stay and take care of the offspring. And that means that they're faithful, they are loyal, they are devoted, and they're honest. And I think this is where we need to start, and this is what I've learned while working on Like a Girl campaign, and I think that that's worked for us very well. And I'll go one by one to explain to you how I think it worked for us and how that brought that campaign really high up in rankings. So first of all, be faithful to your brand. So there's a lot of occasions nowadays in the world of advertising, and there's a lot of instant advertising and reactive advertising, and what people basically do is find something that's trending, I don't know, hashtag Brexit, and brands will jump on that hashtag and just make some type of communication which will make them end up in the search for the people who are searching for hashtag Brexit. But that's not going to help that brand if the content is not relevant to what the brand is. We had an issue because has always been seen as a functional brand, and I'm sure that ladies in this room probably know it better than the guys. Always is a female femme care brand, and it does sanitary pads and panty liners. And it has always been known for its side wings and top sheet and absorbency, so it has always been known as a practical and very functional brand, but kind of a cold and distant, and it has never been known for the connection with the consumer. But that was just how they expressed themselves. In truth, in the background, always has for 30 years been doing the pre-adolescent education in the developing countries who have a lot of issue with period and cycles and a lot of taboos around that area. And they've been doing this educational schools and a lot of classes for 30 years, but no one knew about that. So we wanted to do something that will actually show what always stands for and just bring that to light to the other people in order to complete the brand with the functional and then again the new area which is more emotional. And we came to the party late because there are other brands who talked about women empowerment for at least 10 years. Dove is kind of the main one, but that didn't hurt us because it was rooted in brand's purpose that we are a female empowerment brand. So that's why we just chosen one segment, but it was true to who the brand is, and that's why it worked. So that's the first thing. The second one is don't cheat on your audience. Don't try to sell them more than what you actually can. A lot of brands go there and say these big words, and they're going to change the world, and they're going to change everything, and they stand for everything. When you do that, you're just, again, not true to who you really are, and people cannot really connect on that large scale. Again, good example from our side is that we could have gone full female empowerment. All the women in the world, everybody in the world, let's go for it, and let's go down with it. But that's not what we did. We went very specifically on the pre-adolescent girls because we found out that twice as many girls, respect to the boys, lose their confidence during puberty. And 80% of these girls, when they become women after their puberty, never manage to regain 100% of their confidence. So 80% of the women in the world don't have the confidence they had when they were kids. And for us, that was mind-blowing. And we said, that's one niche thing we have to talk about. And that's where we found the drop in confidence. Of course, periods are part of that, and we could play in that area because we are kind of solving that problem as well. And that's where we focused on like a girl, on using like a girl as an insult, and wanted to change it, or at least start a debate about changing that from an insult into something that should actually be kind of a very positive thing. And now it sounds like great and big thing, but if you think about it, when you start working a big global campaign, changing the meaning of like a girl might feel a bit small, but that's where you shouldn't be afraid. That's where you should actually choose that one thing, try to change that one little thing, and people will be able to react to that and to connect to that. And you know, the results really show the connection of the people. Be loyal to your idea. Again, an idea, whoever worked in creative department of any sort knows that the idea starts like a really nice, beautiful thing, and then by the end it actually sees the people that it's supposed to see. It transforms 10 times, and often it's way worse than what it was in the beginning. But that's the thing we have to fight against. Usually, in our case, when you present to P&G, you have to go there with 3 or 4 directors, and they really need to be able to, you need to be able to cover kind of all types of things and really be safe. But we didn't do that. We went just with one director. We went with Lauren Greenfield, and she's a documentary director. She doesn't shoot ads. She's a documentary director who shot a lot of documentaries about teenagers, and especially female teenagers, about girls in the United States in the past few years. And that was crucial, because one of the things that was crucial for is the casting. These all girls that you've seen in the video, those are not actors. They're all real people that were invited for casting. They didn't know what they're going to be filming, and that it was edited, and then they were asked for permission. So none of these people are acting there, but still you have to choose them in a way to be sure that you will get these results. So during the casting, she had to ask them questions in order to know what reaction they will make, but without asking the exact question of, you know, show me how it is to run like a girl and so on. And with a normal director, you wouldn't get that. So we were quite specific. We wanted to do that one thing, and, you know, client at the end followed us very well on that. The other thing that was very connected to the idea is the length of the film. Now, this was a showcase video, so it's all in 2 minutes, but the video itself online is 3.5 minutes. So that's like against any rule in the book in terms of the length of a viral video. But we started with 5 minutes. There was so much material in that day that we just couldn't cut it down to shorter than what it actually is. Again, the client pushed for shorter, 1.5 minutes, something like that. But we stayed quite rigid, and 3.5 minutes was actually a great solution, not because of the minutes itself, but because the story and the emotional roller coaster was made in a way that timing is what worked for us. So just stay really loyal to your idea, and it's going to be much more successful. Be devoted to your medium. Again, talking about technology, there's so many options out there. There's so many things we can do and so many channels we can throw our idea at. And, you know, we could have done millions of things, but we didn't. We stayed to something that worked. We knew it was going to work. We made a research of what medium we should use, and we used YouTube video, which was mainly a pre-roll, and a Twitter hashtag where we had a call to arms and asked people towards the end to actually tell us what they do like a girl. So what they do, hashtag like a girl. It's the oldest thing ever in the book. It's just a little video. But that's what we needed. We didn't need another 10 things around there, and that's what we need to do. We need to really try to stay focused on what we need and don't go any further or any bigger just because we can. Robert Greenberg, the founder of RGA, last year at Cannes Festival, for those of you who don't know, RGA at the moment is the most advanced, technologically advanced ad agency in the world, but it has evolved every 9 years. In the past 30 years, they completely changed what they're doing and just went from a post-production company to content company to now being one of the best agencies in the world. So he was receiving, I think, Life Achievement Award in Cannes last year. And he said, my motto is to always stay just behind the curve. And it's a bit weird to hear that from a kind of a tech guy. Like, you should probably be ahead of a curve, right? But that's exactly his point, is that you have to wait to see, to be aware of what's going on, to be always alerted, but you have to wait to see what sticks with the people and then jump on that medium and then use it because people are there. You cannot innovate, at least in our industry, by yourself. You're there to use the things that exist in the best and the most advanced way once they're working in our environment. So be devoted to your medium. And the last thing is be honest to who you are. We're not machines, we're humans. And I think that there is a lot of, not issues, but there's a lot of problems and that might arise in the following years and are already there in terms of us detaching ourselves from other people and us detaching ourselves from ourselves. There's a lot of screens, there's a lot of layers that are actually between us and other people. And the guys who were just talking before lunchtime, they were talking about working remotely and how you should actually make that, what are the tricks to make that more human and make that human connection better and create all these events, make lunch together every day and so on. Those are all things that all of us and you guys are doing in order to reconnect, because technology is kind of dividing us. And I think that it's crucial that we stay there and that we stay human. And that's what you have to do with advertising. Again, try to talk about those simple little things that are really important to human beings and try to create empathy, and that will really pay off, because people are not seeing that anymore. There is way too much exposure, there's way too much white noise, and they're just bombarded with a lot of information. But if you go back to a really honest and single truth, human truth, you will win. You all seen this, what was it, a few months ago, when Zuckerberg went to the Samsung conference and just walked in without anyone seeing him, because they all had the VR Samsung gear set. And there was like thousands of people, and no one saw him coming in and going to the stage. And no one knew he was going to be there, so then they were asked to take away their VR sets, and everybody was, oh, that's him, blah, blah, blah. And everybody was happy, that was done so nicely and so on, but this went viral because a lot of people said, this is spooky. This is Orwell's 1984 live in 2016. So we should have that, but we should be aware and really careful of how we use this technology. And these people are in virtual reality, not actually experiencing the real reality that was happening next to them at the same moment. And we're really going in a direction of experiencing more and more of that. We should just try to balance things out, stay human as much as we can, and use technology with cautious. So that's why I think that Jackass penguins are what we need to aim for, and thank you.